Welcome back to yet another episode. This time we're going to be looking at the autofocus, continuous autofocus difference between the K3 Mark I and the K3 Mark III. Now, Pentax has made a statement that they have greatly improved the autofocus. People who do have the K3 Mark III have noticed a remarkable difference in the autofocus acquisition speed, but how much of a difference does that really make? So this video is for people that are still on the fence in regards to the belief that the autofocus really has been improved. So I've got the 55-300 PLM mounted to my K3 Mark I here, and then I'm going to switch over to the K3 Mark III with the same lens, same settings. It's in AFC select. On here, on the K3 Mark I have it set at 11 points, so it's the central square area. On the K3 Mark III, seeing as it is a 101 autofocus point system, it's 21 autofocus points, which comprises the same relative field of area. So yeah, we're just gonna shoot some seagulls and go from there. I'm using back button focus, and I'm at 1/2500th of a second, f6.3 in TAV mode. And let's see the length of time it takes for focus acquisition to actually happen here. And I'm using focus priority, even though it doesn't really make a difference, because with the K3 Mark I, in AFC with focus priority on, if you're using back button focus, it overrides that anyway, so you can actually just fire. But it'll still be a good showing as to how many frames it takes for something to actually get into focus. And it'll also show you Z-axis tracking as well. And I'm not going to use any techniques. I'm just going to point and fire. There we go. Okay. Literally, just point and fire. So you'll see exactly how many frames it took for that seagull that just flew by to actually get into focus. Yeah, so now I'm just going to defocus quickly here, and I'll shoot another one coming in. Defocus quickly, do another one.
Okay, so here is that sequence of events that occurred here with the K3 Mark I. This is image number 1. It's a blob. That's pretty much it. And here's the second one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, there it is. There we go. That's better. Now, is it actually nailed? Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much nailed. Okay. So that took, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Took 9 shots before it actually acquired any kind of resemblance of a subject at all. And then from there, continued on. Started to lose it a slight bit there, as you can see around the eye here, just very, very slightly off. Let's go 100 here. Okay, this one's good. This eye here is pretty sharp. Beak is good, so that one's all right, as it's still coming towards. Let's go to the next one, and here it's okay. It looks a little, maybe it could be the panning that I was doing. Maybe I was going faster than the actual bird, and the shutter speed was a bit slower for the speed I was moving at. That is possible. However, this is fairly sharp. I mean, anything's better than what the very beginning of this was. And yeah, that doesn't look too bad. That's at 200%, so 100%, that's all right. All right, let's go to the next sequence here, because I did do a few even after the fact. So that one's off. You can tell the beak, a little bit of aberration there just from defocus. So that one's a little off. And this one, this is image number 2 of this sequence. It's a little bit better, but still a bit off. All right, image number 3, that is off. Image number 4, that is off. Image number 5, There we go. That's better. All right. There we go. Eventually it did make it. Yeah. So as you can see, I mean, it's not very consistent. And again, along the z-axis, let me just skip to this one here as the bird flies away. So this is a little off. If you look at the edge of the beak here, it's a bit off. This one here. And you can see as it continues to move, it just keeps getting further and further out of focus. Yeah, you can see all along here it's not very sharp. Actually, everywhere it's not very sharp at all. Let's go to 100. Yeah, so as it keeps moving further and further away, the camera the K3 Mark I just cannot keep up. It just can't. Let's see, what did I shoot this at? 2500 of a second. Yep, ISO 100, f6.3. All right, and I'll skip a few down here. Yeah, then it just completely lost it. I don't even know what happened there. From that image to this one, completely and utterly lost it, and then all of a sudden it got it back. So yeah, it's inconsistent results, which Pentax shooters are fully aware of. We are aware of those issues. We've all experienced it. Now we're going on to the K-3 Mark III.
Okay, so now I have the K-3 Mark III mounted with the 55-300 PLM, and I'm at 1/2500th of a second, TAV mode, f6.3. Autofocus is set to select 21, and let's just, well, on this it would be select EXM for medium, which is 21 points. And all right, now we just got to wait for some seagulls to come by. The joys of wildlife, when the opportunity presented itself and then the opportunity is just gone. So again, not doing any special tracking techniques or anything. Let me just defocus. And yeah, I'm just pointing and shooting, and you'll see how long it takes for it to get into focus. Defocus again quick, because there's some more coming. And as I said, I do have it set to focus priority. Now on the K3 Mark III, even having back button focus, it actually does not override the autofocus settings that you have. From my personal experience with the K3 Mark I, if you do have any of the special features set up, such as catch and focus, autofocus, focus priority, in continuous, if you're using back button focus, none of those settings matter whatsoever. Catch and focus will not work unless you're using the shutter button focus, things like that. Now I've found that on the K3 Mark III, everything actually does work if you're using the back button autofocus, which I think is great. So they finally figured that one out and nailed that one. So, all right, let's just take a few more shots. I'll defocus quick.
All right, so let's take a look at the sequence of images taken with the K3 Mark III in the same environment as I did with the K3 Mark I. So again, 1/2500th of a second. I was in TAV, so ISO is going to change as the scene dictates, and aperture is f6.3. So here is the first image, slightly out of focus, not nearly as bad as it was with the K3 Mark I. And image number 2, still a bit out. Again, remember, I did not give the camera any chance. It was literally just from defocused to aim and fire. No, distant tracking to ensure that it actually would be in focus. So this is image number 3. Let's go to image number 4. And that's almost perfect for, see, image number 5, image number 6. Now I'm all over the place. And there we go. Perfect. Perfect. And as we continue on, this is probably due to my own panning, because the the feathering, all that stuff seems to have some detail, but the beak's a little off, so I may have been moving a tad bit too quick in regards to maintaining the autofocus. However, this one's not bad. The beak is good. And let's move on. There we go. Look at that catch light. Look at that catch light. Okay, so next sequence. Image 1, it's out. Image 2, that's out. Image 3, that's out. 4, oh, this isn't really looking good. 5, there we go. So it is drastically better. I mean, obviously, any camera you have is not going to have 100% absolute perfect autofocus acquisition in AFC with tracking subjects. But the difference between the K3 Mark I and the K3 Mark III is absolutely phenomenal. And they have done a remarkable job. And they weren't kidding when they said they drastically did improve the autofocus. They really did drastically improve the autofocus. Now, these are the actual JPEGs straight out of the camera. These are not the DNGs, because I was running out of time, wanted to get this video done. And this last shot here, this one is slightly out. Is this? Yeah, it's the same seagull. Yeah, so I believe with this one, when I looked at the back of the camera, the autofocus was actually somewhere around here. So I'm still trying to determine what's causing it to not pick up exactly where the actual subject is. But in regards to a back-to-back comparison regarding the autofocus, the K3 Mark III is remarkably better.
And I mean, that's how much faster the new K3 Mark III's autofocus actually works. It's lightning fast compared to the K3 Mark I. So if you are on the fence and you're still not sure about Pentax's claim, because we've heard it all before, yeah, we've improved the autofocus. Okay. Pentax has had renowned autofocus accuracy, but the speed wasn't always there. They made incremental improvements, almost immeasurable improvements. It's really difficult to really see. However, this is an absolutely profound difference in autofocus speed and ability. So if you were on the fence, hopefully this video helps you sort through the bits of information in regards to the autofocus difference and how much faster this actually does run. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you like the video, leave a like. If you have not already, please do subscribe. It helps me out. If you'd like to support the channel, I'll leave that information at the bottom of the description. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. You will see me on my next video. I'm out.